Well, Anthony Albanese got his wish last week with the RBA cutting rates by 0.25 points. So the question, of course, now is when will Albo call the election? Joining us is Redbridge Group Director Kos Samaras. Kos, it's nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining us on the show this evening. Look, obviously it's the question now on everyone's lips. When will the date be? What's your take on it?
I reckon he most likely will call it next weekend. We will see some overlap between the federal campaign and the campaign currently underway in Western Australia. But I reckon we're just a matter of weekends away now. I mean, we are effectively entered the campaign period as of today.
Yeah, it certainly feels like we're in the campaign period, I've got to tell you. When it comes to predicting election outcomes, should we listen to commentators or to the betting markets? Because most commentators seem to be predicting the coalition will fall short of victory, but the betting markets have the coalition as odds-on favourites to win with a 62% probability last time I checked of a coalition victory. So who do we believe, the commentators or the betting markets?
Look, the betting markets, they're wagering money on who's going to win. Now, win is an interesting definition when we're dealing with a new, I would say, political paradigm that we're all living in. So Dutton can still win, but not actually get to 76 seats, which is the magic number. As in, he can get to 70, 72 seats and form minority government and win. So technically, betting markets may indeed be actually right, because I would say that there's a stronger probability of the coalition landing with the largest number of seats in the House of Representatives and having the ability to then negotiate with the crossbench than it is for the Labor camp at the moment. And as we're seeing some polls out tonight and probably during the next week or so, that will confirm that, right? So Labor's trailing, coalition's doing better. They're in the box seat to form minority government.
So just on that then, what are the key seats we should be looking out for here? And, you mentioned the coalition, that they're going to be trying hard to gain back ground in a number of marginals. So which ones will the coalition really be eyeing off?
Yeah, ground zero for this federal campaign is New South Wales and Victoria. There's no doubt about that. That's where the bag of seats that need to be won, or either lost or won, are going to be. So we're looking at regional New South Wales, parts of Sydney, so seats like Bennelong and Reid, out of Western Sydney, out there in Werriwa. In Victoria, definitely. So there's going to be a number of seats in play in Victoria, and the Labor brain's in deep trouble in Victoria. This is what I think the Dutton camp is really hoping to get to snare a lot of seats down south. If he's successful in grabbing the majority of, I would say, contestable seats in these two states, then he's in the prime position to form minority government.
Just one other quick question, Kos, while we've got you. I'm curious about the Teal seats. Is there a chance that the Liberals could take any of those back, or should the Liberals pretty much write those off and concentrate more on the suburbs?
Yeah, there are going to be over time seats that fall back to the coalition that the Teals picked up in 2022. A seat like Curtin in Perth, for example, or Goldstein in Melbourne, possibly. And over time, I think, we will see seats that the Teals currently hold go back to the coalition. But over time, these seats will become demographically more difficult for the coalition. Hence Dutton's strategy, and I think the coalition strategy long term, is to go after those working class out of suburban electorates in our big cities. And I think that's where I think our political landscape is shifting, and that's why I think the coalition's going to be hoping to pick up some seats.
Well, it's going to be a fascinating couple of months ahead, that's for sure. Kos Samaras, nice to catch up. Thanks very much for joining us on the show this evening.